Hi friends, I do want to let you know what's going on and go ahead and get this uploaded. First I want to say thank you so much for the prayers. I mean really, it was a pretty tough night. I felt way better today, but I am watching a lot more of not having my head bent a lot. So watching that, and then I did try to answer a little bit of comments, but I did it on my phone, and then I kept everything like right in front of me, so when I'm answering, rather than I've been doing it more on my computer, but then my head is bent, so I'm really trying to be more mindful of that. The arm is way better. I would say that it's even down to probably a level 2 maybe now, so bounces to 2 to 3, a little bit, but the back feels way better right now. I've been keeping the mineral ice on it, and I did take, I'm allowed to take up to 2 meloxicam a day when needed, so I did, take another one of those. I am feeling a little bit more weirdness like right here. I can't point, but closer down my wrist, so a little weirdness there overall, but otherwise way better. So I do want to say thank you. Keep the prayers coming. I do have a situation though, unfortunately, going on with my bed. So yeah, you just gotta take the punches when they come. I'm just thankful my arm is better, so no complaints anywhere else. But I'm not going to be able to get my bed completely back together, okay? So I'll put a link to the video of when I redid my back, and then I talked about how I had my bed before and then where I made the changes, right? And I had no moisture built up from the first time with my setup and with the covers and everything like that. Well, it's not so this time around. I'm not sure what's going on, but of course, I was never living in the van through such extreme, Pacific Northwest moisture conditions, living in the van in these conditions. Remember, I picked up the van in March, and then by that next winter, I was on my way to Arizona, and it's a dry cold, not a wet cold. So unfortunately, I did start to get some problems, but I did catch it in time though. That is the good news. But the bad news is I can't completely make my bed yet, okay? Or get it back together. So let me show you what's going on. What an adventure. Here, so maybe you'll get to see the other end of him sooner or later here. He'll turn around. All right, so this is my old cover, okay? And I have a couple inch foam topper in here. Well, this was rolled up, and I had it against, there he is. Say hi, hi YouTube. So this was rolled up and up against the back, okay? And I figured if anything, it'll act kind of like a barrier, because I didn't get a chance to get this to my storage unit, is why I had to keep it with me, because remember, I had to get out of that roommate situation so quickly. So I had to keep it with me for a while. I had this rolled up, tucked up in the back over there, okay? And this is actually fine. This was my original one I had for 2 years, okay? I did double check the foam inside of here, and it is all dry in here. I mean, the only thing is it's a little wet on the outside, but I don't feel any moisture going on the inside of the foam in here. So this is wonderful why this is still working, okay? But now the bottom one, this is where my new mattress is in this cover, and my Tempur-Pedic was in here as well. My Tempur-Pedic I put at the bottom of this, and then my new mattress, the Comfort and Relax, was on top of my Tempur-Pedic, but inside this cover, okay? Now, let me go show you my Tempur-Pedic, but you can look at Milo while I turn around. All right, so here is my Tempur-Pedic, and it is soaking wet. And I've got a little bit of mold starting to happen in a couple places. Now, this is just dirt, though. I fell carrying it to the van, or from the house to the van, and I fell with it, and it got a little dirty. So that's what that's about, okay? And but see, right here is another spot in here. So I've got some bleach. I'll thoroughly clean this up and then bleach it and everything, but I caught it in time. But I do need to completely dry out this Tempur-Pedic and make sure that, you know, I take care of those spots. I got very, very lucky because this Tempur-Pedic is $300, and it seems to be on the cover. It's not inside of it, so that's easy to get this taken off of the actual mattress itself and be able to take care of the cover. And, you know, that mold once and for all, right, where it started to get moldy. So, but why it got so wet, this is just beyond me, how wet this got. I don't get it. I don't understand how sopping wet. I mean, just like a sponge while it was inside of the cover. Okay, and look at what a mess. I have to get my bed back together. That's all my bedding. So, not good. So let me turn this back around. So sorry if the lighting isn't going to be extremely perfect in this video. I don't know where I could actually go where it'll look better. But anyhow, so I just cannot believe the moisture that had collected inside of that cover. It makes me kind of wonder if something's wrong with the cover. Okay, now underneath everything seemed to be dry though, other than just along the window. But that's where I had this other, you know, 3-inch foam that I had kind of rolled up a little bit up against the window and my bed. And so somehow that just kind of dripped down a little bit is what I'm thinking, and then maybe all of that collected just from against the window is what I'm thinking onto the floor or the board, and then collected into the Tempur-Pedic mattress part of it on the bottom. But I don't get it because that cover is supposed to be waterproof. So either one, it's a faulty cover, you know, because the other one is working really well. I'm pretty impressed that considering the moisture that was on the outside of that other cover, nothing soaked into that foam. So eventually I may switch that out and just keep my old one, even if it is a little bit stained. I know it's clean, but it seems to be working way better than my new one. So I don't get that. I don't know. I'm open to anybody's thoughts on why that didn't work, other than it's a faulty, it's supposed to be waterproof cover, you know, that's not acting waterproof. So anyways, my goal right now is to get this top one dry, okay, and the outer cover of it, get it dry, and then put that underneath my Comfort and Relax new mattress, because that's a $150 investment. I want to protect it. So I think I'm just going to get that put underneath it, and so that way it will protect, hopefully, my new mattress. That's my goal, is I got to protect that mattress until I can order a moisture barrier, and I have one on mine. I just can't think of the name right now, so I'll tell you about it later. One that I read that they use on boats, you know, and yachts and things like that, basically marine. It's a marine type water barrier, and I can't think of what it's called, but anyways, I'll do another video about it, but I'm definitely going to get that, order it, and then get this Tempur-Pedic dried out, and it could take a couple of days before I can even get this all put back together with my Tempur-Pedic. So continue with those prayers that while I'm sleeping back in here, everything will still be fine for me while I'm working through this issue. But I am thankful that I caught it in time, because in another month or two, oh, this would have been a disaster underneath this bedding. And what I'm going to also do is keep lifting it up. I've got some boards and things like that in my bay storage, and I'll be lifting it up from the front and the back every so often, allowing that airflow to come through until I can get that barrier ordered. But I have a very important appointment that I need to be ready for, and I've got some research to do, some information that I have to collect, and I have an appointment on the 21st that I cannot miss, and I need to be ready for this appointment. So I cannot be focused on a lot of this right now. That's all I can say. And I need to get, obviously, lined up with the primary doctor. I've had too many distractions, too many things, you know, that have happened in my life, and punches to get in the way, interfere, and I can look at this as being another interference, but I can't let it be. So I've got to work around this and not delay what I need to do, because obviously this arm is a wake-up call that if this gets worse, I need to be able to get in and see a doctor as soon as possible. So no more delays. Somehow I've got to work around this at this point in my life. Okay. So anyway, so this is what's going on right now. I'm hoping I'm not making this too long, but it is pretty crazy right now what's going on, but it is life on the road. You know, you have to take the punches. And the most important thing too, I just hung up with Kent, is, you know, I told him, I said, you know, I just have to stay positive. You know, I cannot get stressed out, because adding stress, any kind of stress to what I'm going through, is just going to make everything worse physically, because you tense up, you get tight. It tightens up all your muscles in your neck and your shoulders, and that is just going to add to my physical issues that I'm dealing with right now. So I have to breathe. I have to stay calm and know that everything is going to work out. I just have to stay focused that way, and just take everything, every moment, every day at a time. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So the main thing is get this bed back to where I can at least sleep on it for now, and I'll get it back together in a few days and just take it from there. Okay. But please continue those prayers. I really need them. I'm feeling them. I can't thank you enough. I believe in them, and I believe everything happens for a purpose, and a greater purpose, and a plan for my upcoming future. So I know this is all going to work out for a reason here, and I have to stay hopeful about all of this. And it's also a learning lesson in life, right? You know, that, yeah, just to go with the flow of things, you know, and stop fighting when life does these things to us. We can't fight them. Just embrace it, go with it, work through it, and trust that everything will be okay. All right, that's my last message that I'm talking to myself about as well. All right, so I love you all. I will see you in the next video. And again, thank you for your comments and following my journey. Right, Milo? He says, yep. I don't know if you see him. Yep. Okay. Bye.